Welcome back to the show where we're continuing our look now at the Melbourne International Comedy Festival for this year, and we've got a man on the phone right now that needs no introduction on this show, but I'll give him one anyway. It is my cousin Vlad, who is going to be part of this year's comedy festival with his new show, This Dat. Welcome to the program, my cousin Vlad.
Thanks for having me, Dave.
No worries.
Bro. We've done this 3 times, eh?
We've had you on our show now a few times because we know our listeners love it whenever you head to Melbourne. But I've got to ask, mate, what have you got in store for us this time, and how do you feel being part of the comedy festival?
It's my first time being part of the comedy festival. I've missed out the last 3 tours. I suppose this is my 4th tour, man. So I started in 2021, but I'm pretty pumped up to come back. I was only there in October, and I just wanted to tick it off. I haven't done the comedy festival yet, and it's just to tell my grandkids one day, I did it.
Yeah, and you've got just one night, so it's one show only in Melbourne. Tell us a little bit about this show, mate. What can we expect from this show?
Just laughter, bro. Laughter, and you're going to listen to some of the most ridiculous things that I've experienced over the last 40 years, really. But, like, working with my father-in-law today, there's at least 15 minutes worth of that. And, yeah, I was writing the whole time while we were trying to put our air conditioning unit up, and he kept going to me, "Well, why are you on your phone?" He didn't realise that I'm doing bits about what's happening to me today. So, yeah, it's just a lot of stuff that I've been through, man. Actually, the last tour, Catastrophe in October, there's a few bits of that. There's a few bits from the one prior to that. People have lost it. And then new bits as well. So I suppose it's thirds, like a kind of greatest hits album, really.
Yeah, so days like today, like you said, you're helping your father-in-law put an air conditioner in, and things are happening that you've got to write down. Is that pretty much where your comedy comes from, just everyday life?
Yeah, for sure. Like, everyday life, like, everything just pisses me off, man. I get, like, agitated by stuff, and then I'm like, I either got to get angry or I've got to make someone laugh with this stuff, that's really where it is. But that and just witnessing society, just watching it and making uninformed decisions about it, that's really where it comes from.
Yeah, and I've found seeing your shows over the years as well that your comedy is so relatable. Like, you'll be talking about something, and, like, even my wife, who occasionally doesn't always love comedy, but she will sit there during one of your shows and she'll be like, that's right. Like, do you feel that's how your comedy, why you have so many fans? Because your comedy is so relatable to people out there.
Yeah, man. I don't know, man. Like, I didn't start off like that. I'm very open about, like, Kevin Hart has that thing where that show that says laugh at my pain. And that's what it is. I'm just vulnerable. I don't give a shit. I'm happy to let everyone know how much I fuck up and how many things go around in my life and how I perceive, like, all the shit that's going on that's kind of crazy. Not many people want to talk about it. I don't know why. Like, this mental out there. More people should say something. So I suppose that's what it is. It's like, this guy's pretty open about stuff. Maybe that's what they're like. I really don't know. I haven't asked them.
Yeah. I think the last show that I saw of yours was the show that you were doing just after COVID, and you were talking about, like, how people acted during that time and things like that. Do you think things have settled down now in Australia since then, or do you think it's got even crazier?
No, it's settled down, man, but now we've got, like, a cult, right? You've got the cult of people that did not get the vaccinations. These people are the new doctors. You don't go and see a GP anymore if you have a problem. You go and see, your cousin Peter, who didn't get the vax, and he's going to let you know about health. And the people that did get the vax, they're the ones that are standing by science, and they don't want to be told that they've made a mistake about anything. So there's really 2 parties of people now. It's kind of like in America, the Democrats and the Republicans.
Yep.
Now, so yeah, whenever I've got, like, a lingering cough or something, I go and see Yofche, and he tells me, I shouldn't have been vaccinated. So That's where I get my diagnoses from these days.
Yep. I was actually watching a really, really interesting, what would you call it, conversation on Facebook yesterday where somebody had put up a whole great big article about one child in one primary school who claims that he's getting headaches from the 5G tower that was built next door. And this person was putting up this thing saying about, oh, this poor kid. And one person actually wrote underneath it, yeah, but what about the other 400 kids at the school? Why aren't they getting a headache if that's what's causing it? And they just piled on him so much. And it was, like you said, it then became about vaccinations, and then it became about cloud seeding, and it really is a cult, isn't it?
Yeah, there's both sides are a cult. That's the thing, and not many people like to sit in the middle, and that's so good for comedy.
Yeah.
Like, imagine everyone was reasonable. That's fucked.
Yeah.
Like, I'm back to real estate.
Yeah.
I'm out door knocking. How are you, Mrs. Simmons? You thinking about selling yet? Your husband died last year. Let's move it on. I'm back there.
Yeah.
But now, because there's people out here talking about cloud seeding at the same time as smoking a JPS cigarette in between vapes.
Yep.
I've got a pile of topics to have a chat about. Thank God for that. Really.
Now, I have to ask, what did you make of the people that went on that huge journey up to Canberra and then claimed that they got experimented on by the army and just about everybody else with weapons and stuff?
I don't even know about this, but tell me, because I'm still writing the set.
All right, so you're going to have to Google this or look on Facebook, but basically, during the whole COVID things, there was a whole bunch of people that went up to Canberra on all these convoys. They came down from Brisbane, they came from Sydney, they came from Melbourne, and they all arrived to an absolute mess. They were basically trying to camp in areas where you couldn't camp, so there was no toilets. There were stories of some guy letting people crap in the boot of his car because he couldn't. There was no toilets, but they all claim that apparently the AFP used a radiation weapon on them because they all got sunburnt because they were outside for 2 weeks in the hot sun. And so, yeah, if you Google it and have a look,
that's good.
Yeah, there's people out there who are claiming all of that, and now they actually want to do a class action against the Army and the Australian Federal Police. So that should be interesting to see how that goes.
Yeah, good. Yeah, I reckon they'll win. And, for sure, there's a lot of people doing that. Man, well, it's the power of social media, right? Like, you can get a real estate agent like me now selling out a theatre, and you can also get sunburn and go against the government and win. So it's really, it's an upside down world, man. I'm telling you, I've got Samoan guys doing advertising for Bonds Undies on the back of a bus, and the hottest girls that I've seen are doing the stop signs in Sydney. So things have gone backwards in many ways.
Same in Melbourne. You will notice that in Melbourne as well. But, mate, one of the things that I love about your shows is you always have creative aspects to it. You don't just stand there and do stand-up. You have videos and things like that as well. Have you put together some of those for this show as well?
Yeah, for sure. Like, there's going to be some videos. There's going to be a screen show. Not as interactive as the last one, because this is a strict hour. I get 60 minutes only. Where the other ones, I hire the theatre for the night, and I do like 2.5 hours, including a DJ and meet and greet and all that shit. But this is pretty strict. You get in, it's 60 minutes, and you get out. So I think I have to be a little, not as flamboyant with the production as I usually am. So there'll be things for sure. But I won't be able to do a big intro and any of that stuff. That's for my tour. My tour is going to be next year, around June next year, for the next brand new hour that I come up with.
Awesome. Well, we'll be looking forward for that. But for all our listeners out there, if you want to see my cousin Vlad at the 2024 Melbourne International Comedy Festival, one night only, April the 20th, for 60 minutes at the Athenaeum Theatre starting at 5 o'clock. And if you want any information and to get tickets, go to subcultureentertainment.com and we will have all the information up there and a link to go and get tickets as well. Mate, to finish off, what would you like to say to all of our listeners out there who are thinking about heading along to checking out your show?
Yeah, go in now because tickets are like 60% already gone. I'm sure it'll pack out, and get ready for some laughs, man, early on a Saturday evening, and then we're all going out to a bar somewhere to party afterwards, I suppose. We did that last time. We'll do it again this time.
Awesome, and I will be there as well, so if you want to go along and check out My Cousin Vlad again, for everybody out there, it's at the Athenaeum Theatre on April the 20th at 5 p.m. All of the links are up on subcultureentertainment.com for where you can grab your tickets from.